have we found in the dozens and dozens of implementations that we've done any value in bringing outsiders in? Or is this really an internal project, maybe with the help of an outsider from time to time? Like, where do we land on this stuff?
Yeah, and I want to be careful here just because I know, even like some of our large pharma companies, they have, a lot of folks technically are external, contract vendors, but there's an internal team running the system that the creative and engineering happen to be external, but they're, so like, let's not be too literal around internal, external. I think when it comes to kind of what consulting can do in the world of systems, the thing we just need to be really mindful of is that we are establishing a capability that for our company, right? And that is very hard unless you're like doing what I was just referring to, basically staff aug.
Right.
It's really hard to have that be dependent on like an agency, right? Especially like a full consultancy. And so if you have that mindset that our goal is to become self-sufficient and have a capability, even if we don't know how to scale it yet, but it's like a thing we can run and sustain. I think contractors, consultants can be really powerful in helping you get there. Right? We do this type of thing. We've helped get partners involved to come in and help establish your design principles, establish a roadmap, establish governance models, help you test them, align tools to them. You got to run them when I'm not here, right? Like that's got to be the mentality. Dan Mall does similar things where he works with teams on more of a coaching, perspective, right? Coming in a day or two a week for a select period of time, helping teams. He's not going to define their token architecture for them. He's going to help them figure out how to work as a team to make decisions about things like token architecture. Yeah. Right. So that's the power, I think, of consultants. And there's a really limited set of people who've been through this successfully multiple times at any sort of scale. Yeah. Right. Especially practitioners in role, like most teams, struggling through their second, third iteration on a system, like having seen real repeatable success. There's not a lot of that out there. Right. So I think leaning on that expertise when you can get it in that perspective is important.
Yeah. And I think both you and I come from an agency background, so we know the value of asking the right question. And if you've done a dozen or maybe even 100 different projects, you're going to have really good questions. So I think the way that I've seen or valued the outside consultant is that they bring the right questions so that I'm not guessing at what we should start at or where we should go with this conversation. But here are the questions you need to ask. And that's going to give you a really, really good beginning point for your conversations and ultimately for the answers that you're going to generate.
Yeah, absolutely. We need, like anything else, it's really helpful to have experience in the room who's been there before, but we just got to know that we can't be dependent on that experience in order to operate, in perpetuity.